Eating Healthy, Spending Less, and today I'm so excited to share with you my Azure Standard haul. I picked it up last night. Also, tonight for dinner we are having the easiest sourdough bread recipe ever made into the most delicious dinner rolls. And with that, a healthy and really easy to make meatless sloppy joe mixture. You don't want to miss it. Let's do this. Okay friends, so in my order, I always pick up the sales flyer. I love getting the sales flyer and looking through it. Also, I have a 12 pack of the Pacific brand soy milk. I have to get this, friends, because soy milk I feel like is so hard to come by these days, especially at Trader Joe's when they're always out of it. And it's a great price at Azure. Okay, the next thing is this coconut milk. We are in baking season mode, so we are using lots of coconut milk for our baked goods to make caramel sauce, and my kids just really love this. We've also been on a big curry kick, and we like to add coconut milk to our curry. And best part, it's just coconut milk and water. Super simple. Also, we've got this coconut cream. We are using this in baking as well, and it has no gum, and it's unsweetened. Super simple, easy ingredients. Okay, another thing that I like to stock up on for the pantry is canned pumpkin. I could not get it in my Azure order this month, and so I got the butternut squash. Great replacement for canned pumpkin and a really great price on Azure. I really love the Yum Earth brand. I would say 99% of their products are vegan. They have a couple things that have gelatin in them that don't make them vegan, but these are a really great, like a hard peppermint, like a lifesaver candy. I like to put a couple of these in my purse for church, and the ingredients are pretty darn clean. So I like to keep those on hand. My kids have requested a candlelight dinner, and I thought these would be great to have on hand. The price was amazing. The only ingredient is beeswax, which makes it very good for you in your home. With every order, I am picking up a packet of seeds. Carrots here in Bakersfield grow year-round, so I want to have lots of carrot seeds as I'm growing carrots in my garden. I really, really love to have brown rice crackers on hand because this is a great alternative to cereal, friends. Take a couple of these and break them up into small pieces in a bowl. Add some fruit, seeds, whatever you want, and your milk, and you have a great cereal replacement, and these are phenomenal. You'll really like them. Cashew pieces are a big one in our house since we are dairy-free, and so we use cashew pieces added to like our queso or nacho cheese sauce. I love it in soups, for creamy soups. We go through a lot of cashew pieces, and this is a great price through Azure. This dill relish I have been trying to get for 2 months now. I'm so excited I finally got it. Squeaky clean ingredients, and we love relish in this house, and this one is a great one. I was out of dried cumin, and so we picked some up. And then I also got some Asian pears. Yellow corn masa. We make our own corn tortillas, and so we use this for that. Also, I've been experimenting with a cornbread pancake that we top it with vegan butter, or my kids do, and then drizzle with a honey syrup. It's amazing, and it's so good with like we do like a pot of beans. It's so delicious. My kids requested powdered sugar so that they could, my older two girls would like to experiment with different vegan frosting recipes, and so they asked for powdered sugar. Great price on that powdered sugar, by the way. Sucanat is a great alternative to brown sugar. I highly recommend everyone purchase Sucanat. It's amazing. And I've been making a lot of simple syrup lately for our baked goods because I've been out of maple syrup. It's just 1 part water to 1 part sugar or Sucanat, and then you just let the sugar dissolve in the water. You don't have to bring it up to a boil or anything, and you have an amazing simple syrup that you can use in place of a maple syrup. Sunflower seeds are phenomenal for baking. You grind them up like a flour. They have a great oil consistency, and they just make really great addition to baked goods. So I've been experimenting with those. I also got some maple sugar. This is strictly for recipe testing. I want to try it out. I thought I would put some on top of our scones to see how we like that. And then cocoa powder, because I have so much baking to do for my website, and I really wanted to try out this cocoa powder. I'm looking for a cocoa powder that has a really great flavor. The cacao powder that I purchased was not overly strong, so I'm hoping that this one is stronger. So, funny thing, I did not order these. I ordered a teddy bear beeswax candle for my kids because I thought they would enjoy burning that candle. And I got this instead. So I've never had this happen to me before, but I guess there's an oops sometime, and this is my time. So you can call the company and, try and make the switch and all of that. I've decided we're just gonna go with it, and I don't even know what you use these for. So I thought they were those candles that you use like if your kid has like an ear infection. I don't think that's what this is for though, now that I look at it. So if you know how to use this, please let me know in the comments. So my wonderful husband last night made 2 batches of the easiest sourdough bread recipe dough for me so that this morning I could get this ready to bake into dinner rolls. And then I have another bowl for sourdough bread, so he has bread for lunches this week. So I'm gonna get busy and show you how to prepare these for dinner rolls. It's just the same exact recipe. We're just going to shape them into dinner rolls. I also just want you to know that my husband has a wonderful, lovely technique for kneading sourdough bread. It is definitely not the technique that I use, but it works. And so whatever technique you use to knead your dough, it really doesn't matter because we know that it tastes good because he's done it before. He likes to throw it up in the air and do all sorts of lovely things, and it ends up working out wonderfully. And my kids love watching him knead the sourdough bread. Okay, so what I have done is I have sectioned this out into 16 pieces. I've also lined a 9x13 baking dish with parchment paper. You could also just spray it with oil or rub butter, whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter. Just put something down so that these dinner rolls don't stick. I also have my kitchen scale. I highly recommend that you use a kitchen scale with sourdough. It's my preferred way because of accuracy. You just get a much more consistent dough, like bread, and it's all cooked through, and you know that you did a good job. What I want to do is I want each one to weigh between like 115 to 125. Now normally I do 12, but 12 makes these dinner rolls really large. And a lot of times we have to cut out the center of the roll just so that it's more portion sized for my kids. So today I'm doing 16 rolls so that we have a better sized roll for these sloppy joes. but just so you know, you can also do larger rolls and do 12. So now I'm going to put some saran wrap over the top of these and let them rest for an hour, and then I'll bake them 375 for about 30 to 40 minutes. It's that easy. Friends, Asian pears, they taste so good. They're kind of like a cross between an apple and a pear. I just remember when Troy and I were first married, there was this really nice like health food store in Fort Worth that we would go to called Central Market. And we would get the biggest Asian pear that they had and split it. And it was just our favorite. We love Asian pears. And so when I saw that Azure had them for sale this last month, I was so excited. I think you can still get them. I just really love them. They're so delicious. So while we wait for the bread to rise, we're gonna go ahead and make the Sloppy Joe mixture. I really like that I can make this recipe in the morning or the early afternoon, and then it can just sit and all those flavors can just kind of mesh together and make this delicious Sloppy Joe mixture for us to put on these amazing sourdough dinner rolls. So we're gonna go ahead and make it now. Now, I have this thing with myself where the last week of the month, I really try to not go to the grocery store. And it's really hard to do because for this recipe, the first ingredient is an onion, and I don't have any onions. And so I was thinking, should I go grab an onion for this video? And it's like, no, because that goes against the purpose of what I have, put on myself, this goal of not going to the grocery store the last week of the month. It's also just a great way to use up things that you have. And honestly, an onion is great for the recipe, but if you don't have one, it's not the end of the world. So we're just gonna go ahead and make the recipe without an onion. And then also too, we're out of our sandwich bread this week that my kids love. So today for lunch, they took leftovers that we had for dinner last night. Oh, right here. I had some bagels in the freezer, so I pulled these out. So this will get them by for breakfast. We made some oatmeal banana bread this weekend to have on hand. We also made an applesauce oatmeal cake. So we're gonna be fine. We've got plenty of food in the house, but for this recipe, I don't have an onion. So that is the first ingredient, is to chop up an onion and add it to this pot and start cooking it down with bell peppers. So let me show you the peppers that I have. So these are the bell peppers that I have. They're frozen. They're in the frozen food section at Trader Joe's. They're really inexpensive, and I don't have any fresh bell pepper on hand. So this is what I'm going to use. The recipe calls for a half of a chopped green bell pepper because a whole one was just too strong. So I'm actually going to put in about a half of a cup of these chopped peppers into my saucepan, and I'm going to start cooking them down, getting that frost off of them, making sure that they're cooked. I'm also going to add garlic. Normally you would add your onion and cook these together until they are translucent and cooked through. A lot of these are just clumped together, so we'll just put in a few clumps and call it a half of a cup. If you go over, it's going to be okay. That's probably good. Okay, so then I also at Trader Joe's, I buy their garlic that's already peeled because it's just easier. I'm going to chop these up, and right when I think the bell pepper is done cooking, then I'll add the garlic. I'm not going to add the garlic right this second. Also, let's talk about what makes the meatiness of this dish. It's actually 3 parts: walnuts, lentils, and brown rice. They give just that good hearty substance that you need for a good Sloppy Joe. So what I've done is I've taken in my little mini food processor and I've just ground down my walnuts until they're kind of a coarse consistency. I purchased my walnuts from Costco. I'm sure Azure has a great price, but this is just what I have on hand that I'm using up, and I really am happy with this product. And then through Azure, I've purchased my lentils and my 25-pound bag of basmati organic brown rice. And so I'm just going to measure out 1 cup portions, and as soon as this is ready, I will add my meaty component, those 3. After I get all of my ingredients added to the pan, then I will bring everything up to a boil, and then I'm going to lower the heat and cook it on simmer for 40 minutes, just like you would do brown rice.
Just doing my cutting.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I had so much fun showing you what I ordered and such a wonderful recipe. If you are new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I make one new YouTube video every week all about handcrafted recipes using fresh ingredients in everyday living. And don't forget, this girl is on a budget. I'll see you all in the next video, friends. Bye-bye.